Welcome to the Nerdy 9 and 9. My name's Corey.
And I'm Nob.
For the past 2 episodes, we felt like we've been alienating part of our audience. So this week, in an effort to branch out, we're going to do an all-sports episode. Let's start out with the first headline. The Tennessee Titans coach, Ken Whisenhunt, said the team will start rookie Zach Muttenberger as quarterback Sunday against Houston.
I hope it's not like the beginning of Remember the Titans.
I heard that Mattenberger can sure throw that ball. I'm sure he'll get laid more. So, how do you feel about climate change?
So you know that's bullshit.
Hi, welcome to what is and forever will be the Nerdy 9 and 9. It's time for the weekly pick-me-up. Here's to us at Atomic Comics.
What's up, guys? We're here at Atomic Comics, and this week on the weekly pick-me-up, I picked up Arkham Manor #1 and Venom #1, both of which are key issues, and I'm excited to see where Arkham Manor goes.
This week, I filled up the gaps in my New Titans New 52, and I picked up something I always needed, backboards. Welcome back. Now on to This Week in DC.
This week on Gotham, we see the introduction of the toxin called Venom. And no, not that Venom. I'm talking about the Venom that made Tom Hardy all that he is today. What happened on the front of the Flash?
This week in The Flash, we saw a fart monster suffocate some important people in Central City. Barry Allen struggles to fight the farts, but let's just say, even the fastest man alive cannot outrun gas. What about Arrow?
In this week's episode of Arrow, we are shown that it's okay to hate women as long as you go on an island vacation while leaving your wife and newborn at home.
Okay, some breaking news. Seems we have a Cletus Cassidy. He is wanted for his crimes including homicide, burglary, and being a dick to Spider-Man. Cletus is described as being 6'2", having oddly ginger hair and green eyes. You may be able to recognize him by his morphine-like abilities to create weapons of mass terror and destruction. Cletus's whereabouts are unknown at this moment, but locals say they are hopeful to follow the trail of blood and find the culprit. I hope we find him, people.
Please stay tuned for our Pitchman skit.
Come on, Jen. Come on. Ask it 93.
Fucking method actors, man.
Excuse me.
What?
I do not get paid $20.75 an hour to listen to your bullshit all day.
I'm sorry. Let's just.
You set the camera up. and I'm going to continue getting ready. I'm Chet EuBetcha. I'm here with the Nerdy 9 at 9 to tell you about Loot Crate. What is Loot Crate? Loot Crate is a service where you pay a subscription fee and they send you a little box of goodness. What's in the box, you might ask? What's in the box? Well, I'm gonna tell you. It depends on the theme. Now this month's theme is fear. Spooky. Freaky. Fear. Well, here we go. What's in the box? Let's see, we got some tattoos, you know? For all you kids who can't commit to the ink or real scars. We got these handy little glasses. The world's in 3D, I can see all around me. We got this book for you kids that are into that Sharknado. It's not for me personally, I like real movies. And if that's too spooky for you, we got this adorable little kitty shirt. It may be a skull, but still pretty. Now for all you literary types out there, you got this handy dandy pen. You can bludgeon your girlfriend with it and write a soliloquy afterwards. This, I don't even know what the fuck this is. Got some candy. It's delicious. What more do you need? I signed Walking Dead. Needless to say, you pay subscription fee, you get all you see and more, you give it to the Mega Crate. That's right, the Mega Crate. Mega Crate is all this plus more. You get 5 times more, you get 5 times the value. If you don't win that Mega Crate, well, you just keep subscribing. You just may. If you want Loot Crate, you go to lootcrate.com and you subscribe. You choose that subscription fee that you want, and you just wait for your gift. Mega Crate. Chet EuBetcha, dude. From my understanding, we got some great debaters coming up.
Alright, this segment is called Master Debaters. Today we're debating who would win in a fight between the Flash and Quicksilver. Corey, who's your pick in this epic battle?
My friend, I would have to say Quicksilver.
Oh, well, if you're Quicksilver, then that makes me the Flash.
Quicksilver, founded in 1969 to combine quality gear for surf and snow. It's becoming recognized as the supreme youth lifestyle and culture clothing brand.
That's the brand, Quicksilver.
Never mind.
I believe that the Flash is better than Quicksilver because Quicksilver can only travel just faster than the speed of sound, while the Flash can travel faster than the speed of light. In fact, the Flash can actually go back in time because he's so fast.
Quicksilver was created by none other than Sam Lee and Jack Kirby, making him the son of the grandfathers and the son of Magneto, which makes him a badass.
Speaking of being badass, can we talk about how the Flash can run so fast that he can fly? Huh? Huh?
The Terrigen Mist allows Quicksilver to jump into the future and jump back at the cost of his own mortality and powers. He sacrifices himself for time travel. Kinda cool.
Well, I will say that that's pretty cool. See, the Flash doesn't need to sacrifice his powers to travel in time. He also doesn't fuck his sister. The debate is done.
Who won? You decide. It's the Flash. And
What's up?
try and complete this run here. And I'm looking through the bin and I find an issue that has the same title, but different writers. Says it's issue number 6, but how do I know that's issue number 6 in that series?
Well, you see, Corey, if you look at the front of your comic book, somewhere on the page it will say USC code. All you have to do is compare that to the run that you're trying to complete, and it should match. If not, it is probably not along the same series. And that was just the tip.
I'm gonna show you something beautiful. Everyone screaming for mercy. You want to protect the world, but you don't want it to change. You're all puppets, tangled in strings.
It's the end. The end of the path I started us on.
Nothing lasts forever.
There are no strings on me.
Those were some powerful segments. And now we go to our exclusive interview with Canada's finest. No, I'm not talking about Bret the Hitman Hart with that oh-so-crucial sharpshooter. I'm talking about Adam Jack. Adam Jack, welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going?
So I think our first question is going to have to be, which movie are you more excited for? Batman vs. Superman or The Avengers 2?
Avengers 2.
Avengers 2?
I mean, Batman and Superman versus Superman. I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really curious, but I am a Marvel guy at heart. And it was actually funny because Kyle McEwen, the co-founder of Underbelly, we just actually had an hour and 40-minute argument back and forth about where Marvel succeeds and why DC doesn't quite keep up with them sometimes.
The conversation we had last week.
My point being, you look at what Marvel's done over the last 10 years, and as an outsider, I'm going, why doesn't someone in DC just go, guys, can't we just copy and do exactly what they're doing with our characters? Can't we make our Wonder Woman movie, our Batman movie, our Superman movie, and blend them all together? I mean, it's been happening for years. The fact that they haven't just jumped on the bandwagon blows my mind. But
okay, I think my friend Corey over here had a question for you about Canada's crime rate. Corey?
Does Canada really need heroes? With the crime rate so low, it seems like they would be out of the job.
Actually, it's funny because we're actually in a time right now where our crime rate is, our news isn't the same as yours. You've probably seen the Michael Moore documentary. It's really true. We have crime all the time. It just, there's not the same fear-mongering with the news that you guys have. And I mean, living in both areas, living here, living in LA, I really saw the difference on the news here. Whereas, I mean, just yesterday, actually, we had a guy storm the Parliament buildings and shoot a soldier.
I was reading about that.
That's crazy. And so he was going in. The plan, from what they can tell, they're being really close-lipped about it. Was he was trying to get in and get at the Prime Minister and things like that. So it's the equivalent of someone charging in the White House with a gun and shooting a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And it's the same kind of thing. And but it's funny, we have rules with our media here that they're not, until the story is finalized, they're not allowed to speculate and stuff like that, which is why it's really quiet. We don't even really know what's going on with that until things are, until the facts come out.
Yeah.
Truly.
All right, Mr. Adam Jackson, sir, I must ask, what was the comic book that you would say got you started or really got you into the whole comic book lifestyle? What made you need to go out and just invest your life in the comics?
When I was a kid, it was Spider-Man.
Okay.
as big. But that wasn't because of the comics at the time. That was the old 1960 cartoon that used to be on when I got home from school. I'm not that old. It just was like the repeats. That I really liked Spider-Man, and I was always into the Flash. But the first actual comic book where I realized that comic books were something that I was into was actually the Alien versus Predator books.
Oh, okay.
When I was a kid. Yeah, I was at a comic book shop and I was looking for X-Men. I used to buy X-Men all the time. I never read them. I just liked to flip through and look at the pictures when I was in like the 5th grade and stuff like that. But then I remember I was into the Alien movies and I saw the Alien comics and I saw the Alien versus Predator, and that was the very first one that I really read, and I really couldn't wait for the next issue to come out, and went right away and picked it up and all that stuff. So that was one of my big influences, I think, was when Dark Horse, all the Dark Horse comics, when they were coming out.
Do you find it hard to relate to American heroes?
Not at all. Actually, the thing is that we are so close to you, it almost cannibalizes itself. Even our film and television industry tends to feed into a lot of Americanization. I mean, our shows, they are very American. And in fact, really, when you get to the... Because I actually live... I say Toronto whenever I'm talking to Americans, just because it's a simple... It's the closest major city. But realistically, I live closer to Buffalo, probably, than I actually do to Toronto. So I live in the Niagara area. Not Niagara Falls, but...
Yeah.
Literally, I can get to the border in like 30 minutes and cross. So it's so similar here. When you're looking at... Like, if you were to walk around downtown Buffalo, walk downtown Toronto, it's the same thing, really. You know? So for us, it's... There's not a whole lot of difference, you know. And even living in the States, with the exception of the healthcare and the metric system, it's just easy to go from one to the other almost interchangeably, which is bad for us in the sense that you lose a little bit of Canadian identity, but great when it comes to, you know, superhero movies and whatnot, because it's just completely relatable.
Would you mind telling us about The Merciful?
Yeah, The Merciful was the first project that Kyle and I worked with together.
Okay.
Kyle's the co-founder. I mentioned him before. We're best friends. I've known the guy literally since daycare, so since we were about 3 or 4 years old. And I was working on Skin the Cat at the time, which is the prequel to Hunting House Cats. And he came to me and he said, I've got this really crazy idea for a story. You know, can I pitch it to you? I want to make it a comic book. And I said, okay, you know, let's hear it.
Yep.
And he gave me this, it was literally probably almost a 3-hour pitch of this giant world that he had thought of that he wanted to go into. And when he was done talking, I just said, okay, very cool. But that first 15 minutes, that backstory that you kind of threw out and said, okay, this is how the world got there. That's our story. That's what we need to tell in this. And so we focused, and it's not a zombie story. From reading it, most people assume it's going to be. And in ways, it has similar tones as a zombies, you know, comic. But really, the best way I could compare it is if Christopher Nolan was going to do a zombie movie, that would be The Merciful. Oh, okay. And not that I'm comparing us to Christopher Nolan, but I mean in the sense that it's rooted strongly in reality. The way he took Batman and said, well, everything that Batman does, you've got to believe it. You've got to believe that he'd be able to get this Batmobile. You've got to believe that he'd have this technology. We sort of did that with the zombie genre. The end of the world genre, I should say, more than anything.
If I wanted to maybe purchase your books, how would I go about doing that?
Right now, we're still, we've actually, Underbelly's only been around for not even a year yet. It'll be a year in December. And originally it was just to put out our own books. So this year has been very slow on Kyle and I working on our own titles. Absolutely. And it was just, sorry?
Oh, sorry. No, I said absolutely.
When the summer rolled around, we decided to start taking submissions and putting out other people's books. So the only finished book we have right now that's for sale is actually Skin the Cat, which is the prequel to the Hunting House Cats. And you can get that one online. Okay. Eventually, though, they'll all be for sale online. But also, we have a system where we kickstart all of our books first. So all of our books are always available on Kickstarter first, so people can pre-order them. And it almost works like a pilot system that way, so we can see what books work and what books don't. And so if one book doesn't go, you know, we can either regroup or decide that we're going to not go forward with that one. Okay. Stuff like that.
All right, so I think that's going to do it for our interview. I think Corey just has one last question for you. So
yeah, is there anything you personally would like to promote or give a shout out to?
Sure. Yeah, so if you guys want to check out any of our books, you can check them out at Underbelly Comics, and that's comics with an X, .com. All of our titles can be found there.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Adam Draft, for coming on the show, and we look forward to hopefully future interviews, or we'd love to have you on the show again, so thank you very much.
All right. See you later.
Well, that sure went better than your last interview. both know how that turned out.
Now, happy birthday, Rose. Happy. Now. Happy Rose Dance. Happy birthday.
You got red on the table.
I don't remember the last 15.
We haven't done the mystery topic yet.
Or it's been about 2 weeks since we did the mystery topic.
Good thing I brought the hat.
Now it's time to draw.
Drum roll. No drum roll.
Knock the shit off. This week's mystery topic comes to us from Chet EuBetcha.
That's a weird name.
And it's a weird, very ironic mystery topic. I'm going to show the camera before I show my friend over here.
Hey.
Kind of hard to see.
Out of focus. It's Chet EuBetcha from well, there you have it, folks. We're just about finished here at the Nerdy 9, but before we go, we have to do our shout-outs. I'd like to give a shout-out to science. It's everywhere.
And my first shout out is gonna go to diarrhea, the blessing in disguise, allowing you to eat whatever you want while continuing to lose weight.
I'd like to give a shout-out to that slightly off-color green Gatorade. I'm not sure what flavor you are, but you sure are refreshing.
I think our second shout out is gonna go to Nike Town Gum.
I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Roy Harper. You stay clean, Roy.
And I think our third shout out is gonna go to our friends at Underbelly Comics. Again, thank you guys for coming on the show. Good night.
See you next week.
Alright, so that's going to do it for us here at the Nerdy 9 at 9. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to us. We put out new videos every single Sunday. If you want to, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Feel free to give us a mystery topic, and who knows, maybe your topic will wind up in the hat. To check out last week's episode, click right here.
Same bat time,
Thank you and good night.
same bat station.